We apologize for the slight inconvenience due to the fact that this live stream is a little late here, but it is the official debut of TJK Network's second channel here. So yeah, it's been a bit through the game already, but it's all good. It's currently 3-0 to the away team, which is Montville. But yeah, we welcome everyone to the stream today, and yeah, so far a tough game for Pequannock, and well, a tough game for everyone here at TJK Networks, because we've been really trying to get this broadcast out for you guys and trying to get the debut of TJK Network 2 out as fast as possible. So that's what the slight delay was for, and we apologize for that. But yeah, we're caught up here. We're still in the first half, and so far it's not looking the best for Pequannock, but they look to come back. Again, they have a lot of time to do this. And I also realized recently that there's only 2 halves in girls lacrosse. We see with boys lacrosse that there's quarters and everything. Girls lacrosse or women's lacrosse, there's only 2 halves, which means they have plentiful amount of time to make a comeback here. And my own sister actually plays lacrosse, and I've noticed that they only have the 2 halves. And at first I was like, it weirded me out. I was like, what? This doesn't seem right. And then after a while, it shows me how much potential they actually have to score, because there's just so much ample amount of time. So yeah, Pequannock definitely has a chance to come back here. But yeah, 3-0 to Montville. We are currently struggling with the rosters. We don't actually have the away team's roster, which is Montville. And it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for me to keep up with Pequannock's as well, because it is not my home team. Pequannock is not the team I'm used to. I did one broadcast with TJK Network, and it was for Pequannock's basketball. But as TJK Network branches out to do now TJK Network 2, the more commentators we have to join, the more we have to actually learn about Pequannock sports. So yeah, it's going to be probably a tough one here to perfectly commentate what's going on with each individual player, but I will be able to tell you what team's doing what, because that states the obvious with the jersey colors and everything as well. But yeah, it looks like we have a face-off coming up real soon right here, so we'll see that happen. It's going to be at the center. Also, we don't know 100% all lacrosse rules here as well, so we'd like to just warn you guys on that. We're learning just as much as everyone else is learning here at TJK Network, so we might mess up calls, we might not get to every call, and we apologize for that in advance. But yeah, here we go. It looks like Pequannock's running in to the zone here. See what's going on. I'm gonna currently try to pull up Pequannock's roster, which will probably still be a struggle for me, but we'll try to get that going. And there's a whistle blown on the play there. 8 seconds left in the first period, I guess you could call it, first half. And it's now 4-1. Sorry, 4-1 now. During the introduction of this broadcast, I missed that. I'm sorry, guys. It's 4-1 now. Pequannock gets one on the list. So it's 4-1. Again, we apologize because there is going to be some errors. We just tried to get this going today. Actually, I just agreed upon doing this, and I really like working with TJK Network because it's just a new experience for me. And for those who do not know, I was actually kind of a part of the start of TJK Network with my boxing match that never actually ended up to come to fruition. But Tyler was nice enough. Tyler, the CEO of TJK Networks, was actually nice enough to volunteer and create a network for the fight itself, which saved a lot of pain on my end because I didn't have to go through the burden of having to create my own network and getting a broadcast team to do it. He was totally down to go through the whole way through and the pains of just setting up a broadcast for my fight. And he did it. We did a press conference and we got a decent amount through. Never came through to fruition, obviously, but it kind of was a W in the end because I didn't have to fight and TJK Network was invented, which now covers all the Pequannock's broadcast, all Pequannock's sports and broadcast. So yeah, it's it's definitely something cool, you know? Like, things happen in life that weren't intended initially, but it turns into something even better. And that's why it's cool. That's why I like sticking with TJK Network, and I'm hopefully going to be doing more broadcasts in the future. I've only done one broadcast so far, and that was basketball, and I did that on the main TJK Network. Right now we're on TJK Network 2. And it was a fun experience, and people enjoy my commentating, so I thought, why not? I'll come back. So, yeah, that's what we're doing now. But we are sorry for the rough start. Again, missed a couple goals there. We were doing the introduction to the network, and we were just getting everything ready here. So we're sorry for missing a few goals there. But, yeah, no, 4-1 currently. Panthers looking to come back. They're still within 3, so it was 3-0 before. The other team, Montville, gets on the board, but Pequannock answers back. They're still within 3. Trying to keep that goal deficit as close as possible. And I don't know if they're taking a timeout right now, but that's what it seems to be because both teams are huddled up, obviously. And there's 6 minutes left in the first, so it seems as if they're taking a timeout or somewhat of a break. But yeah, we'll go through Pequannock's roster here. Some new names, obviously, to me. Maybe for the people watching this, you guys probably definitely know the people on the roster. But it is your first TJK Network's women's lacrosse game here on the TJK Network channel, which is just great. It's just great that now they're covering not only just men's sports, but women's sports as well. And TJK Network's only going to be growing here, as you can tell, with multiple broadcasts happening tonight. Tonight at 6 p.m., actually, there's going to be the broadcast on TJK Network of the men's lacrosse, which will be Riverdale versus Pequannock. And that's also believed to be home. That will be home today as well. And we'll have Tyler, the CEO of TJK Networks, covering that game. And he will be commentating that at Pequannock's home field today. So, yeah, a lot going on for lacrosse here, Pequannock, during this timeout. 4-1, first half still. I was told that we were actually going to have another commentator here with me today as well on TJK Network 2. I don't think he's here at the moment, but if he does come, we will introduce him. He is Danny. Actually had something to do with the start of TJK Network as well. When it came to that boxing match, he was a part of the promotion that was going to get it done. So, yeah, that would be cool to kind of have him on this broadcast as well. It's like a past history TJK Network that a lot of people didn't know about, and now we're covering sports on TJK Network as well. So if he does join, we'll introduce him. But yeah, we're sorry for the lackluster start here because, obviously the game live stream is a little delayed here on TJK Network's end, and yeah, we're just getting everything worked out. All right, so it seems people are coming back on the field now. I don't know if there's going to be a face-off or they're going to start with the ball. We'll see what happens. See, a lot of the rulings in lacrosse, I tend not to understand. So yeah, that was given. So yeah, they're gonna run with it. So yeah, a lot of the rulings in lacrosse I tend to not understand because it's just a very confusing sport to me. It's kind of hard to learn, and it's kind of amazing how people know the rules. When I'm at my sister's games, I'm always like confused. I mean, it's fun to watch, but like every time there's a whistle blown, I always get confused because it's just, you never really know, and it's also such a big field. Like there's so many different areas. Like, and there's defense, there's the middies on the field, which is the people in the middle of the field, the centers. I mean, there's people over the field, so it's kind of hard to gauge. With like the sports I watch, it's all close together. Lacrosse is just on a huge field, and there's so many rules, so it's kind of hard. So I'm gonna have a little bit of a struggle here on making those calls, but we'll try our best. Pequannock will look to break out here. Looks like the ball from the ground. The other team gets it. They're going to run. That's what it seems to be. .23 looks like she missed getting the pass, and Pequannock will run in and do a shot on goal. That will not make it into the net. It will be saved by the goaltender of Montville, and the goaltender will pass it. It will go all the way up, and it looks like Montville has it. And the whistle's called on that play. There's 4:58 currently remaining in the first intermission, the first half. Sorry, the first half. There's currently 4:50 remaining in the first half, and Pequannock will look to get up on the board, tie this game up. They're currently within a 3-goal deficit. It's 4-1 to Montville today. So Montville shows up for the first half. They tell Pequannock what's up, and Pequannock looks to just get back. Again, you got to learn from people's games too, because there's so many different teams you play, and it's kind of hard to get a gauge of how other teams play, especially on the high school level, because there's not as many professional broadcasts as TJK Network. I mean, TJK Network is a first of its kind with exceptionally high quality broadcasts and streams for high school sports, and not every team has that. So it's kind of hard for Pequannock themselves to gauge how other teams play. So they come into this both dumbfounded, not knowing, what the other team's going to bring. And the other team, Montville, definitely brought us show today. Currently up by 3 goals, and Pequannock will just try to match that. They'll probably go into the intermission trying to learn what the differences are in their play and what they can do better, and they're going to try to match Montville in that second half and try to get the goals in the net, or try to get the shots in the net. So yeah, it looks like we have Danny who joined us right now. What's going on, man?
No, what's going on, Logan?
What's up, bro? So yeah, he is our fellow broadcaster here on TJK Network too. It's exciting to start this journey with you, Danny.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. It's good to be here with you too, Logan.
Yeah, so obviously lacrosse is a bit of a new sport, probably for both of us. I mean, I know a decent amount, but it's definitely complicated, and we're gonna try our best to get through this. But yeah, I'm definitely more accustomed to like hockey and basketball when it comes to sports, and lacrosse would be definitely fun to learn. But the fundamentals are very confusing. It's a very strategic sport at the same time as fast paced, but it's also very strategic. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna have no face off. See, so sometimes it's just confusing like that. Sometimes you just don't really know what's gonna happen. So it currently looks like Pequannock's gonna run, try to get in the offensive zone here. Coming, they'll pass it in. And Montville's defense just looks on top here. I mean, wow.
Alright, I'm in here. My name's Tyler Kasperzak. Everyone knows me. Is familiar with the, being the CEO of TJK Network. I'll go over some of the rules for you guys so you guys understand. Yeah, the face-offs only happen at center after a goal. So if the ball goes, out of those white lines, it goes out of bounds, and depending on if it's like basketball. If you mess it up, it's their ball. Keep an eye on the refs' calls, everybody. And also, if they throw a flag, it will be a man up, or, well, girl up, if you want to say, for this game specifically. And also, just another thing to call out is, it's not the man up is basically another term for power play, just for lacrosse.
All right,
so
thank
you. I'm gonna be available at 6 p.m. for the boys' game. Of course, you guys seem to be doing a great job. This is, something new for you guys to do while I'm doing the main games.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough start, too. This is pretty fast-paced, so we apologize for all the inconveniences, but we're here. That's all that matters.
Yeah, so, yeah, the stream started a little later after a couple goals because I was still working on this layout. It's still going to have a lot more development for the next stream, which will be in a couple days. The girls will be playing on the same field. So the girls right now are playing on the Memorial Field, which is where the boys play, and of course the next at the same time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I noticed that the main field was next to it. I was looking around when I was looking at the live stream.
Yeah, the lacrosse, the boys and girls normally play here, but normally their games are separate. Stadium. Yeah, so I'm gonna be covering actually the football field, so that's gonna be something new for me because lacrosse. I've never seen a lacrosse game played on football field.
And that will be a 5th goal scored for Montville, by the way, right there.
Yeah,
so it's currently 5-1. Change the deficit to 4 now for Pequannock to come back here, and there's only a minute remaining in the first. So
yeah, just make sure you keep those time checks up because our broadcasts do not have time counts because it's hard to keep up with those.
And thanks for your explanation. That will now remain a face-off here in the center due to that goal. We're learning as we go here.
And to anyone who's in this stream and you want to keep up with the boys' game, but you want to support the girls' game, if you see on the bottom, TJK Network 2 will always have a bar on the bottom compared to the main. And
we will try to keep you updated here at TJK Network 2 on that score as well as we go back and forth. So yeah, and also TJK Network's main channel will be covering both broadcasts now, so you can always leave and go to the main part of the channel and join the other stream as well, because both will be covered here and they should overlap. If they don't overlap, then go over there after the game here and check out the men's lacrosse or boys lacrosse. All right, 5-2 Panthers score. Changes the deficit back to 3 once again. There's Pequannock
on the board now, getting themselves extra on the board. Actually,
so just about 10 seconds from that past goal, they responded well. Let's see if they can keep doing it. They keep tangling onto this 3-goal deficit. All right, so face-offs going in the center right now. We'll see who wins that. I guess those are face-offs are definitely a big deciding factor here because they won the face-off, they went in, and they scored. So. And that one goes to Pequannock as well. "35 seconds remaining in the first. Pequannock trying to get back to tie this game up before the intermission here. They are in the right zone, so if they do want to put some shots on the goal, then they can definitely do it now. Looks like they'll try to run in front. They need more people in center to pass it to here. That's the one thing with Montville. It looks like they're just occupying the center space. And I'll tell you one thing. In lacrosse, that's definitely matters to get goals in. Yeah, so there's a shot there. It misses. And there it is. End of the first. 5-2.
The first half. Yeah, 5-2. Montville. So of course, you know, they still got another half of the game, of course, because this is only 2 halves compared to quarters. But halves are long. The halves are a little longer than quarters, so they got time to you know, score 3 goals. Because lacrosse games tend to be a little bit more high scoring. You know, just gotta find the right shot, good passing. And, you know, the Pequannock girls have been, of course, already when they won their first game of the season, that was already an improvement because last year they had a pretty tough season. They didn't get a single win. They went like 0-12 or something. So already being 3-3 this year, even though it's .500, it's already a big difference for Pequannock this year.
Yeah, I didn't even realize going into this any of their stats or anything. So yeah, that definitely sounds great for Pequannock.
Yeah, so they're definitely trying to build their way back up to, you know, the boys level lacrosse. The boys lacrosse has been doing pretty good this season. I think they're going to be better this year. Last year they finished 12-6, and this year, right now they are 5-1, and they're going to be playing a good team. The good team, Riverdale, is 7-1, so we're going to see what Pequannock can do against this stacked Riverdale team at 6 p.m. So we're going to have a 5-minute intermission here, so just stay tuned and get that ready. And nice job putting INT.
Yeah, I assumed that would make the most sense.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that, but you're already a level ahead.
Yep. Yeah, first I was getting confused here because they're running the clock and they switched the period to period too. So obviously on the broadcast side, the people watching this stream, the viewers here don't understand. But yeah, the way we're running the clocks and everything is also new to us here at TJK Network too. So I was confused because they're running a 5-minute clock right now and it already switched to period 2. So I was like, what's going on? But I got the explanation there.
For final, just put F, capital F, you know.
Yeah.
Because then it's gonna get cut off. Yeah. So yeah, we got an online score system. So TJK Network 2 and the introduction of TJK Network Plus. Give me 1 second. Sorry, the TJK Network 2 and TJK Network Plus are new separate stations of TJK Network. TJK Network Plus, it's gonna depend. It's like an exclusive stream that we'll send out to people in this school to watch hockey games because they're only able to be radio broadcasted publicly, and we have to keep the video live stream hidden because of hockey TV's restrictions. We may get that sorted out with the Asphalt Arena next year, so hopefully we'll be able to get that sorted out so we can cover these games. Yeah, and also for fall sports, we got field hockey, girls soccer, and boys soccer, which are all joining TJK Network 2, and we also have football on the main TJK Network. So that's what's gonna be for fall, and then for winter sports, we're gonna have for the regular TJK Network, it's just gonna be boys basketball like always, but on TJK Network's second part station, it's gonna be the boys JV and freshman teams, and then we also have the girls varsity, JV, and freshman teams, which are all gonna be on their second channel now. And then for spring sports, we're doing boys and girls lacrosse. And on our website, we're going to be soon adding, hopefully to get some scorekeepers for girls softball and boys baseball, some live tracking scores to keep track of these games because they are not filmed. So be sure to check out our website because we will provide all the information about the baseball and softball team. So we currently got 3 minutes and 8 seconds till the second half of the game.
So during the intermission, might as well just ask if Tyler, you're still there. We have the Pequannock will be facing Riverdale tonight. It looks like
Riverdale, yeah, not Riverdale.
Yeah.
Excuse me on
Riverdale.
that.
Sorry, I said it too close together. But
yeah,
no, I
same.
said Riverdale. Do you know the record going to this?
Riverdale is 7-1. They're a pretty stacked team.
Wow, so that is gonna be close. What is Pequannock's right now?
They're 5-1. The boys lacrosse team is pretty good this year. They are showing some great, they had great goaltending last year. It was Anthony Knopf, but of course he was a senior, so he's not with us anymore. But the new goaltender, Mason Cheff, he's been pretty solid this year, having a 5-1 record and making some good key saves to keep the team up and going.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be definitely a big matchup tonight.
Yeah.
Both only with one loss.
Riverdale's played more games.
Riverdale had played more games, yeah, but gonna be a tough matchup tonight. Looks like between the two of them. That's gonna be a fun game to broadcast there.
Yeah, I'll be at the football field, so the stream quality isn't gonna be as good because we're not gonna be wired online because there's no connection there. So, but it's only gonna be one game. I do have a new phone and a new hotspot plan, so compared to how it was for football, so it's probably gonna be better. I'm not gonna take any chances broadcasting at 1080p. I'm just gonna keep at what I did for football, but it should not have any hiccups because of my upgrade. Mainly upgrades that I've done since football. I mean, TJK Network has progressed a lot since its inaugural season with Pequannock athletics team in football. And of course, the major thing for next year for football is the interviewing system. Of course, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube because we used to have to record them. But of course, we may have a live interview system. Of course, that started with basketball. I mean, you can see all the innovations that have been added in the most recent, broadcast. Mainly instant replay being the newest feature, but now this is being the biggest one, adding more separate channels to cover other sports that we could not cover in the past.
Yeah, it definitely looks like TJK Network's going in a good direction, especially all the teams as well. I mean, I couldn't have seen a greater year for these teams either.
Yeah, the only teams that need to show that hopefully can show improvement next year is the football team. Football team being 5-6, the hockey team being 5-13-3. So next year, the hockey team is projected to be good because a lot of the teams they played against in their conference were pretty difficult and pretty stacked teams. But the only catch is, of course, is that these stacked teams, most people on the roster are actually seniors. So next year, we're gonna see what the table brings for them. And Westport Pequannock, of course, had no seniors on the team for this for last season. So for the next season, it's gonna be pretty much the same players, except they're just gonna be seniors now. So we're gonna see how that can affect them. I think it's gonna affect them positively. I mean, their goaltending has been pretty good. Of course, Nick Lombardo's record is 5-13-3. That doesn't say too much, but has
And I mean, you need that proper team in front of you as well. Like a lot of people just will put it on the goaltender, and that's obviously not correct. Like
yeah, Nick
there's a whole
Lombardo
team
has a
in front of you that
.908
needs to
save
play.
percentage.
Yeah.
.908 save percentage. The only thing that's really hurting him is the record in goals against average because of how much he has to give up. But if you look at him, he's been pretty good. He had a shutout last season against, I believe that was Indian Hills. No, it was Wayne Hills. Wayne Hills. That's what it was.
And that's always nice to pick up, especially getting a shutout in a season that isn't your best season or isn't the team's best season, I should say. If you can still pick up that shutout, you're still showing that you're bringing what you need to bring to the table, and you're a good goaltender. And
I'm excited for the battle of that conference of the rivalry between Pequannock and Lakeland. Well, mainly West Milford Pequannock because the team is kind of owned by West Milford Pequannock. Well, West Milford specifically, they're the ones that kind of run the team. So that's why Lakeland's their #1 rival because Lakeland is the town right by West Milford, and of course Lakeland was a pretty good team. They were 12-6-2, I believe. But to be honest though, despite West Milford Pequannock having a pretty not so high record, they played pretty good against Lakeland. Of course, they didn't win a game against them. They went 0-1-1. But the first game, they were down 2-1, and Aiden Lindgren scored with the goalie pulled with 15 seconds remaining to get them a tie because there is no overtimes in this game. There's only ties because the Icefall schedule has to be like that. And of course, they have to keep because this is high school. You don't want to play extra time. So they got the final score to be a tie to get themselves at least a point to keep themselves in it. And of course, the second game was at the Prudential Center, which is the game that I was at and I covered. And that was the first TJK Network live video hockey game, and also the first broadcast to introduce the instant replay system. And they finished 4-3 with a loss, so it's not too bad. It was only a 1-goal game.
At least they brought it close towards the end, right?
And also in the beginning, they actually did have the lead for a bit, but of course it was getting tied a lot until Lakeland took the lead. So it's not like the game was a blowout or anything. It was like at least a 1-goal or tied game for most of the time until it finished as a 1-goal loss. So it's not like West Milford Pequannock, despite this team being a pretty solid team, and West Milford Pequannock being pretty much on the bottom of the standings compared to them, they played pretty good against them. And next year, it's crazy to see what the table can bring. And of course, this year we had new freshmen that came to the team and really spiced things up. Like Joe Barquero was a pretty, he's a small kid. He's very fast on the ice, and he knows how to shoot. He knows how to score. And you also have, key players like Aiden Lindgren. He's the captain. He's going to be a senior next year, and he's the best player on the team. Jake Petticone is really good on the defense, and he's also Devils' defenseman Dougie Hamilton. He does like that one-timer from the angle to get that goal. And of course, you got Nick Lombardo, who's a very solid goalie and played every game too. There was no backup goalie in the team. Backup goalie was injured, so Nick Lombardo, and of course, he was very passionate about playing for every game, even on back-to-back games.
Yeah, it's great to have.
Anyways, I'll let you get into the second half of the game.
Yeah, so Montville just rips 2 goals right into the net there. We're only 3 minutes in, and that's like 2 goals in the span of I think they were 10 seconds, not even 10 seconds in between each other. Won the faceoff, ran, and got it again. So it's now 7-2 Montville, just 3 minutes into the second half. So, or 2.5 minutes, I should say. And yeah, that will give us another faceoff here, and just more of a deficit Pequannock has to face here. Not the best score, but they got 23 minutes, man. That's a lot of time. There's no quarters here. It's full-on half, so nothing to complain about with plentiful amount of time left. Just got to get some in the net. So here we go. Another face-off. Once again, that score is 7-2 currently, so Pequannock falls further, breaks that deficit down to 5.
To our fellow broadcaster, Danny, what do you got? What's your input for this game?
Well, it definitely, Montville looks like they are packing a really good game. Their defense is really on it.
Yeah, I gotta say, they're just able to run through Pequannock's defense, and here, Pequannock can barely even get through them, and that's definitely solid to have during this game.
Now it's upfield.
I guess the ball did travel that far because it looks like they're all running towards it. I think the key here for Pequannock is just to defend and be able to run it up here because, you know, the more they increase the deficit, it's just only going to get worse for them. So I think as long as they defend properly, which it seems like they're doing right now, be able to push it up the field and get a couple in will definitely make this game a lot better for them. That creeps us down to just about 22 minutes left of the game. We're at 21:47 on the clock for those who are wondering. We know we don't have a clock for you guys, and we apologize for that, but we'll keep you guys updated very frequently. That brings us down to 21:40 at this whistle. So you also notice in Lacrosse, I've noticed this with my sister playing. I've been to a decent amount of her games over the past year or so. There's a lot of chances just given when the refs will make a call. There's like free shots all the time in Lacrosse. And the placement of the defenders are always usually behind or somewhat to the right or left of the person getting to make the shot. So right when the whistle's blown, they usually just rip a shot, and if it goes in the net, there it is. And there's so many times that I see they just get awarded these shots. So definitely Lacrosse is like a stricter sport when it comes to that stuff, and I know definitely from my experience of watching other sports like hockey, like penalty shots are not given anywhere near as much as they happen in Lacrosse, so I guess we can see anything go here. Yeah, it just surprises me sometimes, these rules. But yeah, no, here we will see Montville looks to run it in again. Man, Montville's been in their zone so much time here, or, well, their offensive zone. Looks like they'll make a pass right at the center. They'll try to run it in. Yeah, right through that defense again, man. Wow. And yeah, someone will fall there, so you got a whistle there. Checked lacrosse can also be brutal, I'll tell you that as well. I mean, man, just getting hit with a stick, imagine. So that's what a lot of calls are for, and it's not that hard to figure that out. But sometimes it's hard to kind of see on the screen, but that's what I assume most of them are called for, and that's when we see those shots. That's when we see those opportunities. Haven't seen it happen much this game, actually. I see it way more with my sister, but she's like a few years behind this group, probably 3 or 4 years, to be honest. So it's a different style of playing here. Definitely more mature of a game.
Oh yeah, and that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, and obviously you learn as you go, right? Like you're not going to make as many mistakes when you get to the high school level. High school level sports is just different than years before that, years prior. You learn from the mistakes you make, and you learn how they can be like costly game time decisions when you do wrong things in the game.
Yeah, when it comes to high school sports, some like, you know, football gets more physical. You're allowed to tackle.
And here, I mean, I assume we have checked lacrosse here too, so that's definitely hard. So yeah, 7-2. There's 19 minutes left. Pequannock was in the zone here where they could make a shot, but they looks like a whistle's blown there. They'll stay in the zone anyway, so that'll be fine. But yeah, 19 minutes left to somehow change this game around, and they can definitely do it if they keep it up here for quite a while. But we've seen Montville is very dominating, especially when they're able to get it to the side they want it in. They can just shoot, and a lot of the times it can lead to a goal. And also the thing with Montville is, I've noticed throughout this game, they carry momentum like no other team does. I mean, I've just seen goals, back-to-back goals within like 10 seconds of each other so many times. And there you go. Pequannock gets one on the board. It's 7-3 now. And as we talk about Montville's potential, Pequannock says no, and they make it 7-3. Still a deficit to climb through, but it's way better than 7-2, right? They're still getting farther.
Yeah, well, they have a lot of time to step it up and, you know, make great goals against Montville.
Even if you're still going to be down by a lot, at least you have a little bit of momentum there for the Pequannock side of things. But yeah, back to what I was saying. When Montville gets it, it just seems like they're able to just get a goal in, carry that momentum, and 10 seconds later score it again right off the face-off. And I think that's like one of Pequannock's biggest things here. Just from watching this game, I don't know much about lacrosse, but I've been able to learn that every time Montville gets a goal, they usually follow it up 10 to 20 seconds later. We'll see if Pequannock can match that style of play here. There's a whistle blown again, so... Oh, nope, and they'll just pick it up there. So, yeah, back on the Montville side of things, they'll try to score here. Try to just build that lead even more. But yeah, we got about 18 minutes on the clock here now. About a minute's gone since Pequannock's goal already.
Oh, and then Pequannock's going to recover it. Oh, and then dropped it.
And don't forget, these are going to go way faster than a lot of people project because the clock just keeps running through all these calls and all these whistles, and they're pretty fast on lacrosse to get to things. We see in other sports there's like huge delays when whistles are called. In lacrosse, they usually get down to it because there's whistles all the time. So they usually just keep the pace up, which that I'm fine with, especially when you're going to be blowing the whistle so many times. But yeah, no, now Pequannock looks to enter. Go into the zone here, try to score once again. Bring it a little bit closer here. They'll get it there. Almost gave it away, but yeah, they'll pick it up again. At least Pequannock's actually able to pick it up from the ground. That's also another big thing, like a big advantage in lacrosse. The ball is going to fall on the ground a lot of times when it's a pass, and the fight to get it is a big one because that determines where it's entering, what zone it's entering. And yeah, obviously you want to be able to pick up those ground balls, and they're able to do it. Both teams are able to do it here, but I've definitely seen Pequannock being able to do it, and it's especially good because you don't want to give it away to the other team. You really don't, especially in a situation like this, which Montville does have it now. But Pequannock defense stepping up, a decent out there. That brings us down to 16:30. Montville looking to add, runs through, saved there. And we welcome everyone who's new to TJK Network to definitely drop a sub. Consider browsing through the news feeds that TJK Network does offer. They cover most Pequannock sports here on their channel, and now with the introduction to TJK Network 2, they have even more broadcasts that will be up every week covering all Pequannock sports. And now with the introduction of our broadcasters such as me and Danny, I mean, I've been here for one basketball game, but nothing much prior to that. So, yeah, definitely new faces on the network. It's cool to have, and we welcome you guys. So, yeah, if you are enjoying the stream, we definitely welcome you to stay a part of TJK Network because this coverage will not stop here. That looked like a terrific save there by the Pequannock goaltender. Wow. So, yeah, it looks like that save would be rewarded to Robinson, if we were correct with our roster there. So that looks like the goalie, the one and only goalie on the team there.
Behind the net.
And that will bring us down to 15 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock here in the second.
They're going to hit it up.
Again, Pequannock trying to build on this. They haven't let a goal in quite a while. So definitely shows that they're stepping up their defense under pressure. And that's always a good thing to have. A lot of teams will do that, but Pequannock showing it here. And they're in the zone they want to be in. That brings us down to 15 minutes here. And they are down by a few. That would make it 4 goals that Pequannock would need to score in order to change this game up, tie it up. They got 15 minutes to do so. Looks like they're in the proper zone to do so. Montville did have it there, and it's a successful pass. So Montville will take it. Pequannock will take it back. There's a whistle on that there. Someone did fall. Someone was tripped. Or improperly checked, I should say. So Montville now with the ball. They'll run it in. Pequannock defense stepping up once again, as I said. Look at that. Brings us down to 14 minutes on the clock. Tries to go for a long pass there. It goes behind the goal. And the goalie has it now. Your goaltending matchup here. As big of a deficit it is, this Pequannock goaltender, Robinson, looks like to be stepping up the game here. I mean, looks like she knows what she's on top of here. And she knows they're down 4. Trying to get back. The key saves are going to be there. You see that with every team. The momentum's there. Even when you're down, you're under pressure, you're going to play good, right? I'm sure you know this, Danny. It happens everywhere. We see it everywhere. It's just your everyday type of thing. When you're down, when you are under pressure, you're just going to fight to come back. And we see strengthened opportunities there. And Pequannock looks like they've been – it looks like a closer game this half. I just got to be honest. The first half, Montville was pure domination. Now they've been stuck at the 7-goal mark for quite a while now. It seems to be around 5 minutes now they've been at this mark. Maybe even more time. Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes they've been sitting at the 7-goal mark. And Pequannock has added to the score sheet since then. So a key amount of saves from their goaltender and some goals. That's all Pequannock needs. And they've been able to do it once. They've been able to get 2 great saves from their goaltender, Robinson, and they've been able to get one in the back of the net. So Montville is in, and that's another save picked up. I believe I could be a little off with the goaltender name. I was just looking at the roster. I see a position as a goalie, but I'm not sure if that's the goalie in the net. I believe I did just see a different number. I could be wrong. But, yeah. The goaltender I've been reciting is 25, if G stands for goalie, which I believe it does because it's the only one on the roster. But, yeah, I saw a different number in that. That could just be by chance. But this goalie's amazing, no matter what the name is. No matter what the name is. Shout out to the Pequannock goaltender here. Pequannock will just run, so that doesn't go over to Montville. That brings us down to exactly 12 minutes left in the second half. What's called there? Another trip. Yeah, people fly down onto the ground all the time in lacrosse, man. It's crazy. Hard falls, but they're able to get back up, so that's all that matters. See, so there was one of those shots. There was one of those shots that, like, out of nowhere, they were able to get that opportunity off a whistle. And it's just a free shot. It's pretty much a penalty shot. I mean, the defense is there, but they're behind. So the defense would have to catch up, and it's not really possible if they take the shot right away. So that will make it 8-7 going to Montville with 11 minutes and 30 seconds left. It's 11:30 left in the second half. It goes to 8-3, bringing the goal deficit to 5 now. Pequannock, yes, they're down by 5. It is 8-3. Definitely changes this game up a bit, and, I mean, of course, you don't want to see that. But, you know, tough games are tough games. You face tough teams, and Pequannock trying to pick up the momentum there. They failed to do so. Montville gets one back in the net. That's 8-3, 11:30 left, and we'll do a face-off right now at center. Cool thing about lacrosse, you get a lot of high scoring games. Sorry. So when you see high scoring games, they're fun to watch because I mean, there's a lot of entertaining things going on. Right there, there you go. It's now 9-3 Montville. So out of nowhere, it can go from a slow 2-minute stretch to just getting goals, and there you go. You see it went from 7-3 to now 9-3 in the span of like 25 seconds. So it's not expected, but it happens, right? And that's why lacrosse is just a fun sport to watch because it's fast-paced. They're moving around. They're getting shots a lot. And although sometimes the calls are a little bit crazy to me, how they're able to just get random free shots, it gives us entertainment, right? I mean, we see high-scoring games, and that's the thing with sports with low scoring. They're fun, too, because it's close together, but it's definitely cool to see these high-scoring games, too. It really shows the pure domination that Montville has over this team right now. So that brings it to 9-3 with 11:18 left. When it was 11:30, they scored their 8th goal to make it 8-3. So that brings us 12 seconds after their 8th goal. They score another one to make it 9-3. That is Montville over the Pequannock Panthers. And Pequannock will try to pick this one up. If they don't want to let one in again, and they will. They will pick it up. But yeah, Montville right back with it. There we go. And they'll just wait. There's no need to rush here. That's what it looks like. They're just holding on to the lead. Steady does it. And yeah. I mean, obviously in lacrosse also there's so much defense that you need to be able to get through these people. And passing isn't always the greatest thing when there's sticks up in the air that can just catch it, right? Like there's literally just sticks in the air that can just intercept your pass. So it's different. It could be looking slow paced, but it's really not because they just got to get open. There you go.
And then
it's officially 2 digits. It is officially 2 digits. That makes it 10-3. We apologize for the little glitch there in the system. It did not switch to 8-3. Or sorry, it did not switch to 9-3 when they scored. I believe it did for a second, but it glitched out there. So we're sorry for our score system there. But yeah, no, it is now 10-3. Completely updated with 10:29 left in the second. That makes it just a minute in between. They scored 3 goals in a minute for Montville. They added their 8th goal at 11:30. They added their 9th goal at
We're here
seemed
with
to be
another quick
11-18. 11-18, they added their 9th goal, and their 10th goal at 10:29. That brings it all down, just 1 second off from a complete minute of all their goals scored here. So, or just a minute above, Sorry, brings or just a second above, just a second above a minute. So it's been a minute and 1 second.
The ball here. See what they make with it.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to try to continue on dominating here.
Oh.
Montville's possession in this game, too, has just been fantastic. The goalie will pick that one up.
And it looks like Pequannock, has the ball now. Oh.
Long pass there. Oh, and it's still picked up, and she'll be pushed out of zone there. Or out of the boundary.
Oh, and... Yeah, okay.
You see, so yep, there you go. There again, you see, you see the checking, man.
But I mean, it is truly remarkable. Montville is definitely packing the game. I mean,
especially in Lacrosse here. I mean, wow,
they have potential with their offense. I mean, they are really doing good out here.
As I was saying, in Lacrosse, I'm surprised here when you went out of bounds, and they're just gonna let them keep running with it. I mean, that makes sense. It's a different sport, you know. It's different. We see in other sports, and the ball goes out of bounds, you kind of have to throw it in. But here in Lacrosse, you just continue to run with it. So that's what happens. No matter how many times she got pushed out of bounds, she's just able to come back in. It looked like she was like pushed twice. But yeah, Pequannock trying to keep it in the zone here. And the goalie picked it up way out of net. And yeah, big goalie games here. I'm very surprised. When I watch Lacrosse games, I don't see goalies stepping up to that ample amount. So that's always cool to see. And yeah, there you go. There's a whistle there. 9 minutes left in the game. It's 10-3 Montville. I mean, wow, the score just changed very fast. And even though it didn't look like they had a ton of momentum in the second, as much as they did in the first, they were still able to just use their unique tactics, be able to run through the defense there and just get them in. And their goalie's definitely coming up with saves here. We've definitely seen Pequannock's goalie face the most shots in this game with the pure domination we've seen by Montville, but both goalies are still performing pretty well. Great goaltending matchup. I mean, we've seen chances where it could have been like 12-3 against the Panthers. Montville could have been up another two, but their goalie made some pretty good saves. So, yeah, we're not downing anyone in this. So with 8 minutes and 14 left on the clock, it looks like they will both have a timeout. So we'll have a little break here. I don't know what to exactly call it, but it is a timeout. So they will take that with just 8 minutes, 14 seconds left. We are definitely more than halfway through the second.
And it looks like they are coming back from the timeout. Pequannock passing along. He shoots in, and that was saved. Another. Oh. It's like another save again. Oh. Montville will have the ball again. And another goal by Montville. That'll make it 11-3. Montville is definitely showing some great game here. Here we go with the pass. And the shot. Missed, it looks like. And it looks like Pequannock will have the ball. And they're going for it. Another shot. And it was saved. Montville with the ball again. Going up into Pequannock's zone.
Alright, I'm sorry for that little break there. Yeah, I did go for a second. But yeah, 6 minutes left. The game. Thanks Danny for helping me out there, yeah.
Yeah, it's no problem. And Montville has scored another goal, which made it 11-3. Which Montville is truly making a good game out here. Making it hard for Pequannock to really get it
have
going.
any chance at coming back, yeah.
It looks like a pass off. Right. Another pass. We pass it back. Oh. Looks like Pequannock will recover it.
And Pequannock will get one on the board there. 4-3 now. Sorry, 4-3. 11-4. Just under 4 minutes. The clock seems to be frozen here, so I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, I think they're going to wait for face-off. I didn't realize they were going to freeze the clock between face-offs.
Well, Pequannock did do an effort to make another goal, but they're a long way off to tying it up.
They're just going to make a little least devastating on their end. It's always nice to have a little momentum at the end of the game still, you know. This team will have to be able to regroup at the end of this game and be strong and ready for the next one, you know.
Even though one team loses out, and it looks
another
like
chance
that they scored another one, 11-5. Looks
that
like they are picking up their game here. They are truly picking up their game here. Now let's hope that they can pick it up and try and tie it up before the game ends. Who knows?
We got 3 minutes and 41 seconds of miracles coming your way on TJK Network too.
And Pequannock won that face-off. Or Montville. Is that? Yeah.
It seems like it's headed towards... No, Pequannock, you were correct.
The pass. And they're going to pass it off again. Just about 3 minutes left. Oh, they dropped it and a recovery. Trying to defend it, another pass. Alright. Pick up the drop ball, and they're going in for it.
Shoot and score! 11-6 now. Oh, they're picking up at the end here.
And it looks like they are actually putting in more effort and picking up the pace here. And well, let's see if they can tie it up. They are putting in more of a good game here at the end of the game as we speak.
So you got 2 minutes left to somehow surprise everyone, shock the world. They got 5 to score to tie this one up. Pequannock looks to break out here.
It looks like, yep, they're heading into the Montville zone here.
Montville's defensive zone. Pequannock looking to get past the defense, trying to get by. They were able to do it for the past 3 minutes. Let's see if they can do it again. Looks like the ref will set them up here. Try to make something out of it. There will be a defender in front, so that will change things. Yep, there.
Yep, and
they're forced to pass, and Montville took it up. So yeah, there was a defender in front when she got to shoot that one. So Yeah, Montville will just run it in. It's crazy how things can change here, how things can turn, and Montville still has momentum to win this game. They're like, we got a minute left. We're way on top, and we're going to keep it that way. So might as well just run it down, and that's what they did. Threw it in. Pequannock, though, they're just dying for it. They picked it up again. They brought it back around, and they got a minute left. Nothing much is going to change. This is going to be a final score unless Pequannock might be able to add a couple more to the board, 1 or 2, but it will be your final win for Montville, definitely, with just 40 seconds to go here. But an effort at the end for Pequannock, right? And that's what you want to see. And the effort's still proving to prevail. And right through the defense. What a save by Montville's goaltender. Jeez. Was not expecting it. I saw that thing going in 9 out of 10 times. That was huge. That was huge for Montville. At the end there, they want to keep it a blowout game. Their goaltender did it for them. 11-6. 20 seconds to go. They'll try to get one in. And they do, man. There you go. 17 seconds to go.
That will make it 12-6.
12-6. They're just adding to it. They're like, why not? And that's just about gonna wrap it up for you guys there. Panthers score half of what Montville was able to put on the board. Definitely not their best game today, but completely fine. The TJK Network 2 has you covered for future games just like this. Obviously, this is the inaugural girls broadcast for Pequannock's high school girls team, and more to come. And at 6 p.m., we have TJK Network's doubleheader. It will be the boys facing Riverdale. Once again, that is not Riverdale, that is Riverdale. They'll be facing at 6 p.m. here on TJK Network. That will be on your main station. That'll be a TJK Network doubleheader tonight. After this game, that looks like it'll be a fall. Pequannock will fall 12-6 to your opposing team, Montville. And then the Panthers look to come back in their future scheduled games. You know, they put up an effort tonight. It's not like they just really got blown out. Obviously, the score looks like that, but there's so much more behind this game than the score. And with 2 seconds left, whistle's blown, and they will freeze clock. And now they'll resume it, and there is your final buzzer. 12-6 is your final score here from Pequannock's home field. And yeah, an effort shown by both teams, but obviously Montville came on top. It's like those chances can be close, but what really matters is getting the net. Montville's goaltender really showed up tonight, more than anyone was expecting here. And obviously, we don't know the specific stats of Montville's team, but wow, that goaltender definitely knows what she's doing, and the whole team themselves. They had an incredible defense, and they were able to put the offense on and just run through the D that Pequannock was offering. And yeah, Pequannock's defense didn't look on top tonight. Obviously, final score 12-6. Goaltender did make some key saves, but also let a decent amount in. But no one's to blame here. They both put an effort up. Definitely, I don't think the score reflects this game at all. I think Pequannock could just jump right back. I still think there was a great effort shown in this game, and I believe that they'll pick up on that. I mean, the 6 goals that were scored were really good, and we saw a couple from points where I was not expecting to go in, and they went in for both sides. So great game between both of these. With that said, tonight is your TJK Network's doubleheader at 6 p.m. We have the boys lacrosse team over on that field right over there to the right. That is your main TJK Network stadium field. Just kidding. No, it's obviously Pequannock's field. But yeah, it's their main field there. So they will be playing there tonight, and you can catch the boys lacrosse team over there. And they look to upset Riverdale. So yeah, Riverdale to face Pequannock tonight. That'll be your men's team. We thank you guys for watching tonight. And 12-6 is your final. On behalf of me and Danny, thank you guys for watching this game. Thanks for being here with us on TJK Network.